Hello, everybody. Welcome back and greetings to all our families, our partners, and community. Welcome to the CMSD Parent University podcast. And today we got another great conversation. This is when we come together on focused conversations that transform in learning and leadership. Now, I'm your host, Anthony Brown, and this is where education meets real conversation. Yes, bringing you practical tools and inspiring voices to help families stand tall. Stand tall as teachers, stand tall as advocates, stand tall as learners, and stand tall as leaders. So let's level up and build brighter futures for our scholars. Now, today, we are diving into an important topic for families and student athletes, or our scholar athletes, understanding the academic eligibility for college athletics. Now, whether your scholar dreams of competing for Division I, Division II, or Division III college sports, navigating the rules can be overwhelming. That's why we're excited to announce and introduce Honest Game, an interactive tool designed to simplify the process and help families, counselors, coaches track academic eligibility in real time. Now, Honest Game empowers students and schools by translating grades, test scores, and coursework into clear insights, making sure every scholar stays game ready and college bound. Now, when we come back, we will have our good friend from Honest Game, Courtney, and along with my good colleague, Desiree from CMSD, to learn how this system supports our scholars, our schools, and our families. So listen, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back right after this.
So today we started on our robots. Well, we started on our robots like 2 days ago, but today we added like our finishing touches. And we made them waterproof with pool noodles. We attached motors to them with wax in it, so it's waterproofed. And those motors spin at a very high speed, so it can propel itself through the water and able to do its tasks. It's so cool because usually robots are like on the surface, right? This time it's underwater, which makes it harder to see, but more funner because like you don't know what's gonna happen.
The machine itself, you can program it first from your computer. Once you access, this is via Bluetooth. Basically you can control it from there and automate it wherever program you want to, set it at a specific time. Experiencing all of this, I've actually had a lot of fun being able to come up here and just learn about a machine. And I've personally been part of a robotics team, so being able to experience a machine automating other stuff like agriculture is a really good experience. I had a lot of fun.
You go to the website, you type in the access code, and you're in. Your kids' pictures are there, and you could easily, I have kids at 2 different schools, you can easily switch from school to school and keep up on top of it.
Everything's right there. Like, everybody always has their phone with them, so you can easily access it to your phone.
It's a relief for me knowing that my child has the best chance that they can, knowing every day they wake up, they can go to school and, take advantage of the day.
Welcome back, everybody. Again, you are watching the Parent University podcast. And today, we are joined by, let's see if I can get this right, Courtney Sakellaris?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I got it right. I'm so excited for myself. I'm going to give myself an applause for that one. I even gave myself an awesome. And I also got Desiree Powell. Now Courtney is with Honest Game, and I got Desiree Powell from CMSD. Together, they're helping us explore how academic eligibility connects with leadership, discipline, and life opportunities for our student athletes. Ladies, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so now, listen. Now, from what I've learned so far, Courtney, Honest Game is a national platform that helps families and schools stay ahead of the game, tracking eligibility, course requirements, and college pathways from freshman year through graduation.
Couldn't have said it better. Perfect.
Well, let's get into it then. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it today. So, Courtney, I'm going to let you go first. If you want to just kind of give me some opening remarks, or tell me Where does it even come from? How do we even get started with this program?
Absolutely. Well, Honest Game was not created to start a company. It was created to solve problems. Everyone on our team has had vast experience, whether they were an athletic administrator like Ms. Powell, a school counselor, a college coach, a varsity high school coach, a travel team coach. There is so much complication and so much muddy waters in our academic eligibility, how we track it, how we help our families track it. So we created Honest Game to solve a problem. We wanted to be able to give schools support, access, and understanding around a system to track each one of their students' eligibility beginning freshman year of high school. So our software does that specifically. We pull student transcripts directly from PowerSchool, right, into our system. We are able to manage our course list for NCAA eligibility directly with counselors and curriculum staff in CMSD, which then creates a pathway for every single student in your district to see their eligibility in real time and prepare for whatever division of college athletics they choose to and have an opportunity to participate in. And that is sort of everything in a nutshell, but we know this is a problem in districts. We want districts to be able to expand their resources and expand that reach for every single student athlete, not just our most highly recruited athlete, but every athlete that wants that opportunity, whether it's at Division I, Division III, junior college, or NAIA.
Desiree, how did we at CMSD get involved with this event?
Fortunately, at a National Athletic Directors Conference, I was introduced to Honest Game and Joyce and all of their team. And historically, coaches, high school coaches, would go, and if they had contacts with colleges, they would make their way to try to get their kids recruited via the coach, the high school counselor, and the college coach. This system allows a parent to be involved. If they don't have a coach that is well-versed in trying to get their child recruited, they can take the reins, the student athlete and the parent, and they have all the tools in front of them through Honest Game where they can actually approach college coaches to possibly be considered for scholarships and playing opportunities at different levels.
I love that opportunity. So, and the idea is the fact that I love the fact that you're talking about, I need the parent to understand this process because they're going to be going to the school. Like, I need you to know what you need to know.
Exactly. They could be the advocate. They could be the recruiter for their own child.
Okay. So Courtney, Honest Game emphasizes that it's about opening doors and not just tracking eligibility. Can we go there?
Yes, we
You
can.
all are opening doors. Let's talk about that.
Well, I think Ms. Powell put it perfectly. You know, this process of recruiting, this process of athletics and where our kids begin and where it starts and where it ends is different for every single student. From the 5-star athlete who we know the minute they walk in freshman year, there's something special, to our athletes who develop over time in 4 years. So important to understand that we also know our students have bumps in the road, right? They may have come to your district from somewhere else. They may have had a difficult semester. Right? They may have had an injury. So we always want to be able to provide where are we at today and what do we need to do tomorrow and next semester and the semester after to see where that academic place lands us and meets our athletic ability. Academic eligibility is the last thing that even our coaches in college who are recruiting our CMSD athletes are looking for. But it is actually the key to more merit money for our students, right? Higher academic schools that they did not maybe know existed, right? And then for some, just the opportunity to be designated a full qualifier to receive that scholarship and begin participating on that college team immediately. Awesome. That is the part that we always want to emphasize.
And there's the opening door.
The athletic person in the gym, right on the field, if we do not have that academic eligibility, we do not have those opportunities for success.
And that's the biggest thing. I was saying that I was talking to a parent just recently about the electronic grade book, and she wanted to know, make sure she had access, right? And at the same time, when she saw her child's grade, she's like, "Wait a minute, how is he even eligible to be playing sports because of her scholar's grades?" And she's like, "If he thinks he's going to pursue this, beyond high school, we got to talk about keeping these grades up in focus." So I'm glad that now we have this other complementary program that can help him see in real time what these institutions are expecting out of him and what he needs to be doing right now in high school.
Yep.
Desiree, got a question for you before we start talking about looking at the platform, and so that parents know where to look. How did well, you talked a little bit about how we got this relationship started with Honest Game, and you did share a little bit how this is a powerful tool for our athletes and our academic programs. How does then this platform support our goals and guardrails here in the district?
It gives every student the opportunity, because just as Courtney stated earlier, you have those athletes that come in strong with very strong skill development and those that develop over time. And then those that come in not even knowing that they want to pursue sports by the time they graduate. But it gives them the college career readiness that they need. It prescribes to them and tells them, in order to get your grade point to this level, you need to pass this course with this grade, which will then progress you to this level. And then it also allows them to figure out what school is their best fit. Forget about the athletics right now. Just figure out what school is the best fit for you that's going to make you a strong scholar athlete and not just an athlete. So Honest Game also helps them try to pinpoint a college that would complement them as a person and how they want to develop.
I love it. So I love the fact, it's progress, it's tied into our college career readiness programming that's part of our goals for the district this year. So yes, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm swatting the fly in here. This is what happens when you're doing podcasting. Anything that can happen. So listen, so it sounds like, Desiree, wait a minute, I got to get ready for it. That Honest Game is actually allowing us to level up our opportunities for our scholars.
Exactly.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching the podcast and listening for a while, every time somebody says, well, we can find a way we can talk about level up, I got to drop the video. Let's check it out.
CMSD, are you ready to level up? Level up! CMSD! Level up! CMSD! Level up! CMSD! Level up! Level up! Level up! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. I'm winning, like on another level. Level up!
Level up. Level up.
Level up, CMSD.
Level up. Sube de nivel. Level up.
That's it right there. So Courtney, let's talk about how do we level up for our scholars, and let's talk about the platform.
Yes. Well, that video is so energizing. I haven't seen it yet. So what I think is first important is one, I want to share with student athletes first, and any staff that may be watching, how you are able to log in to see one, counselors, your student athletes that you may be assisting in any type of intervention in this space. And then for students, we have a new feature that I think really will engage them. We want students to care about their academics. We want to remind them of that, but sometimes it's not always the first draw. We all have been with high school students enough, so they care about a lot of things, and sometimes that's not the first one. That's okay. So students, you are able to log in through Clever with your school email, not your personal email, your school email. So you have single sign-on through Clever. That is how you access your account. For our parents and families, if you have a Google email as your first email in PowerSchool, you can use the single sign-on at honestgame.com. If you do not have a Google email, right, you are going to go to that left-hand side when you go to honestgame.com, and you are going to reset your password and look for a link in your inbox or your spam folder. We have a lot of information on our website. If you experience a login issue or you have a question, there is a contact us. One of our big pieces of our team is we are not just a software. We are not like throwing it to you, set it and forget it. We offer obviously professional services. We are here to assist you with any questions. I know Ms. Powell and her team know that, but that goes for our parents and families and athletes as well. So that is the first piece of getting in to see everything. Second is if I am able to share my screen,
You sure can.
I'm going to
get you ready, and so we can actually show it. And I was actually going to say that for all of our parents who are listening or watching, or even our staff, we will make sure that some of these links, like a link to honestgame.com and to maybe some other little frequently asked questions, we will make sure that this information is in the description of this video, and or you can find information on our Parent University webpage for more information. So now let's look at some of the information. Oh, we're gonna do this in real time. Oh, we're right here.
We are here. We are going to look at a demo student. Obviously, all of the information on our dashboard is FERPA protected. No one can see this, but you or your student, right, or your school staff that is associated with you. So I am looking at Anthony, you can see my screen, correct?
Yes, we got you.
Awesome. I am looking at an example student. This is not a real student. So I have just logged in. My name is Emma Anderson. And first and foremost, I am seeing my current college athletic report on eligibility. We refer to that as a care plan. Right away, I see 5 spaces across the top. Those are the 5 college athletic pathways. We see Division I, right? We see NCAA Division II. We see Division III for NCAA. We see NAIA, and we see junior college. Oh. We use a red, yellow light, green light system. Okay, so I am seeing currently my graduation year, and I am seeing that something in Division I is off, which is why I click on Division I and I see that red sort of big warning sign that tells me what do I need and what am I missing, right? So right away I see my NCAA GPA is below that full qualifier status, right? Test scores are not needed. We see that message here, and I see that I'm missing a credit. So as a student, as a parent, as a guardian, as a coach, if this is a space I'm not familiar with, every piece of NCAA compliance is right here for me to read and understand, right? So as I look through this, I'm thinking, I got to continue to understand where and what I'm missing. All of the report, again, is shared what is needed for NCAA, right? It is tied directly to your PowerSchool transcript. I can see all of the Englishes I've taken over time, right, in CMSD and what's working for me and what's not. I can also scroll down and see if I've met that 10-7 requirement that is required, right, by all Division I schools. I then can see my entire history, whatever year I'm in currently in school, of what I've taken, what's being used for NCAA credit, and what is not. All of the classes on this match the NCAA eligibility portal for your institution in the district. This report can be given to a coach, another family member, right? A compliance officer at a university. It can be shared directly with a link, which I'll show you where that's at in a moment. as we talked about, what can we give our students in a moment of time when we may only have 5 to 10 minutes with them? We can give them future projections. I am telling the student right now, and this student is seeing, if I get A's in all core courses this year, my NCAA GPA goes up to a 2.6, right? And that puts me at a qualifier. Sometimes our students need to see things visually to really understand where they're at as opposed to just hearing them. Everything in this report is going to direct you to, do you need to meet with us to follow up about something? Do you need to meet with your counselor? Is there a problem? It is all listed very clearly here for you. We know on our side in developing the software that this is complicated and very unique. It is not something that even our most versatile parents have experienced or understand. So that is why it is laid out step by step for you. Really quickly, when I toggle between the divisions, the requirements behind Division 2 are different than Division 1. So some of that notation is going to change.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In Division 3, the NCAA does not mandate eligibility at our Division 3 institutions in NCAA. So I will see a school GPA in Division 3, right? And there will be some messaging of what happens in Division 3 athletics. What is Division 3 athletics about? Is there financial aid, right? What does the recruiting look like? It is different. So we are sharing that information if that's something that's, you may not be informed of. NAIA, another set of schools, obviously organized and administered by a different organization. They use a school GPA marker. So this athlete, although they are not eligible for Division 1, they are eligible for Division 3 NAIA and junior college, right? Again, in junior college, requirement for high school graduation is what's needed. I'm thinking about a junior college. What does that mean? Can I go to a 4-year institution after that? Yes, we've provided that information here for families to understand how that pathway may be, applicable to their student athlete. So this is a quick glance in just the academic piece. This magic link up here gives you an opportunity to share your academic plan with a college coach that's recruiting you, right? If you are pushing out recruiting emails of your own, here is where I sit. I am organized. I am supported by my school. My school counselor and coach know exactly what requirements you have because I'm being tracked semester by semester.
All right. So question for you, looking at the platform, I'm just thinking as a parent. So sometimes I know family will ask, do I have to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center? And what does that really mean?
Excellent question, Anthony. So I am going to come over to Recruit Assist, which is also available obviously for every student. And that is going to answer some of those questions, right? Okay. We understand there is a portion of recruiting that's going to involve some registration with NCAA and going to involve some registration potentially with NAIA. So when I go to Recruit Assist, first and foremost, as a family, there's videos and blogs that are quick tidbits of information. We are not a recruiting company. We are a public benefit corp who is here to protect students and unlock success for them. So we want to redefine the recruiting standard. What are we starting our recruiting standard with? We're starting it with academic eligibility. Yes. How to register with the Eligibility Center. Right here on this video, it's going to take you step by step exactly how to do that. Our service is obviously providing that plan to set them up for success on this journey. And then we're also going to give you all those resources of how to complete that journey. Okay. The next one to do with my student is I can begin to look at the college recruiting roadmap, right? What do I need to do freshman year? What do I need to do sophomore year? What do I need to do junior year? I can click off and check these once I've completed them with my parent, with my counselor, right? I can keep track of this and save it. I can look at that recruiting timeline month by month. I can help my student in 5 minutes. How do I send an email, right? Let me get some templates. Let me figure that out. All this here. Again, Anthony, right here, another place to register with the Eligibility Center for both the NCAA and the NAIA.
Okay, so you provide them some options like, okay, if you didn't catch it there, you can catch it here.
Oh, we're going to catch them everywhere with it.
Ah!
Next piece is I obviously am going to have access to look at my eligibility report. I want to find out, I'm with a counselor, right? One of my coaches is beginning to talk to me about some schools or what might be ideal. Ms. Powell talked earlier about let's find a fit, right? Well, what are the questions I ask that find that fit? A lot of very simple ones. What kind of size of college are you interested in? What's the distance from home? What kind of campus, right? I've been living in the beautiful city of Cleveland my whole life. Do I need to go to a city or can I go somewhere rural? What does that diversity need to look like? What can I afford? And then some questions about region, playing time as a recruit, and area of study. Once I save that, I am able to then see in my favorites some schools that will help me. Like, what does those schools look like when I filled that survey out? We asked about some to-dos for our families tonight. And what I think would be important is that we log in, most importantly. And then second, start to look at what your student athlete profile and how you can build that out. And again, I think we're leveling up here with making sure we know what to do. We're registering.
Okay. See, you know it.
And we're registering with the NAIA. We are going to continue to remind our families. Honest Game does not replace the NCAA or the NAIA, right? We are a plan in that process to get there. So as an athlete, I can fill out my student athlete profile, right? I can put a picture of myself in. I can include my NCAA ID and NAIA ID when I register. I'm going to share a little bit about that sport. I'm going to share a little bit about me, who I am, how tall I am, right? How ready I am for my sport, some of my accolades and accomplishments. I am then going to add some of my huddle highlight film, right? Our schools have access through the district with all of this film and capacity to see highlight reels, YouTube, etc. I'm going to manage those right here in this space. I'm going to include my eligibility report. I can toggle down and put the most updated plan in there that shares my eligibility. I'm also going to share some of the things I want to study, potentially if I know that. I'm going to share some references at school, high school coaches, so relevant still in the recruiting process.
Wait, I mean to cut you off. So you mean to tell me this whole platform is allowing a student to almost build like a portfolio?
Correct. Exactly. Couldn't put it better. This is the student athlete portfolio.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
I am going to save this. And then I am going to use this little link up here, this blue link. And that is what I get to market myself on X, on an email to a college coach, right? On my Instagram highlight reel or in my bio. That is what is going to share all the things that matter in college recruiting. Okay. Am I eligible academically? Do I have the skills to play at your level? And what are my references and who am I as a person?
All right, so let me go to Desiree. I got a question for you, Desiree. So how are our coaches and athletic directors rolling this out to our scholarships? Oh my God, this is amazing.
Our office has actually sat down with all the high school counselors, all the high school coaches, all of the family parent engagement ambassadors, the CTAG staff that's in the buildings, everyone and anyone we can train so that a student athlete can go to anyone nearly in the district and sit down with them and work through how they create their profile. The counselor could easily do it. They help them. They have a code so that there's no fee at all for them to join and register into the NCAA and the NA. Everything is worked out. We've trained as many people as possible so they could call on anyone at any given time. And by pulling the reports, we can see how our district is moving. The reports show us how many courses Honest Game has audited to make sure that the majority, if not all of our courses from each of our schools meets so that they're not taking courses that the NCAA will not recognize. Oh my God. So they do that for us as well. So that
I'm here for it. Oh my God, this is awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, so
Anthony, I can give you an example. Okay. This is real time. We were on our way to the state championships for a track meet, and we knew that Cleveland State was going to be there and they were looking at one of our while we were driving, and we gave them the name of the athlete and said, can you tell us if she's going to be eligible for a Division I? We have a coach that's going to be looking at her when she performs today. Within 20 minutes, they called us back. And as we got to the state championship, we were able to tell that coach in the stands, she is eligible for Division I right now. And that is real time while we're sitting with college coaches.
That part. All right, so now, so I can see the coaches now at the different buildings for their fall, for their winter, for their spring parent meetings, orientations, introducing this platform to make sure that the scholar and the parent knows, like, let's go and get you activated now. Especially if you're, I'm assuming, again, Courtney, the best time to start this as soon as possible. So if we got a freshman, we can really start to build that portfolio.
Yeah, we'll always talk about, if you're unsure, sometimes kids think we're supposed to know the minute we walk in the door freshman year, am I going to be a college athlete? Some kids know that, some kids don't. We want all students to just plan as if that is their process, right? And that part is what makes the journey so exciting. This is a journey. It takes many years and times to find that athlete that Ms. Powell just talked about to Cleveland State. That didn't happen overnight, right? That happened over time as she developed her skills, as schools recognized her, and she sorted out what she wanted. I want to share one more thing on my screen that I think will help sort of start. You have to just start the conversation. Kids have to be curious about schools. They have to be curious about what this looks like. And we have to push them to think outside of the box. So when I am in that Recruit Assist, one of the last tabs there is a filter. So I can click on find a school, right? So right now I want to find a school in the state of Arkansas for whatever reason, right? I want to see if I can play football in the state of Arkansas and I have a family member there. I'm interested in seeing what that may look like. So I am going to search that sport. I'm going to search that sport in Arkansas, and I want to see all the four-year institutions there that support football, okay? And then I am going to look on this map. I'm going to see Arkansas light up, right? We live want everyone to know where their geography is at.
Right there.
I can see all the schools in Arkansas that are four-year institutions that offer football.
Look at that.
So I'm kind of there. And I think I've heard of this school. This school reached out to me, this Henderson State. Don't know where this is at. Have no idea, but they're interested in me, or I heard a friend talking about it, or now I can see a profile on Henderson State. Oh, okay. They're a Division II institution for NCAA. Pretty small school. Very, very reasonable tuition. Campus environment, right? It's not an HBCU, but I'm still interested in it. And I want to try to see if they come to Ohio to recruit. So I'm going to filter their football roster from this past year, from 2024. Look at this. I can now see, okay, here are where the athletes that are at this university are coming from. Here is their size. Looks like they mostly recruit out of Texas and Arkansas. Maybe that's not a school that I want to look at, right? But I want to kind of comb through and see, do they ever come? Oh, they do. Okay, they come to Arizona. Kids can do a little more research and understand what are the size of some of the kids and positions that I want to play at this particular institution.
So now they can make a more informed decision and intentional thinking about what they want to do. Yep, and we can open up. You live in the great state of Ohio, and every athlete wants the dream and to go to Ohio State, and that is true for some and not for all. So we want to open up their sort of net as wide as we can. I liked this school. I looked at it. I went on the website. I went on the athletic website. I'm going to add it to my favorites. I'm saving this in my profile as a school that I might go back to, and if they email again or if a coach talks about them again, I know I know a little more about them. So listen, I'm excited. I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I got a quick video to talk about honors games. We know how we got to do. We got to go pay the bills, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to show some more information. We want you to get involved. stay connected. Don't go nowhere. We're going to get some final thoughts from these ladies. Oh my gosh. Listen, you all, we have been talking again about honest game, understanding academic eligibility for college access. You are watching the CMSD Parent University podcast. We'll be right back right after this.
For CMSD to have high quality programs, that means that we have curriculum that is highly rated on ed reports. It is aligned to all the standards that we're looking at. For English language arts, it's aligned to the science of reading. It needs to be rated high quality. It needs to have results. It must be culturally relevant. We want a curriculum that is actually responsive to our kids' needs and how they can see themselves in the curriculum. The other thing we're looking at when it looks at programs, we want to make sure that students have access to rigorous instruction throughout the system. So if that means Algebra 1 in the middle grades, a foreign language, we want to make sure that there's access across the board. The world and the market is asking for people that are highly competent in science, technology, engineering, math, and also foreign language. We need to be on the cutting edge of that.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Again, you are watching the Parent University here with CMSD. I'm Anthony Brown. So glad you could be here. Listen, we are almost out of time, but I need to go and just go back to our guest today. Thank you, Courtney, for being here today. And also shout out to Desiree for being here today and just sharing all of this great information. Now, listen, before we get up out of here, I do want them to just be able to share any, Courtney, or any lasting thoughts or anything that we need to make sure that our viewing audience needs to know before we get up out of here, before we release them to their coaches and their athletic directors and, and to their counselors to get logged in and signed up. Anything else you want to share with them?
I just want to thank you for having us. Our biggest sort of hurdle that we have sometimes is we want as many athletes and families, coaches, counselors, administrators as we can to understand what we do and how we are here to serve you. We want to make sure that you have everything in your pocket to go ahead and find that school and excel at that sport and find the best academic place for you as a student athlete. So anything and everything we are always here to do to help you. We are so grateful for our partnership, and we're so grateful for Ms. Powell and her entire athletic team, and for you, Mr. Brown.
Cut it out. But listen, I'm excited too because actually I do have access to the Honest Game platform. And parents, doesn't mean you call me. I am not the content expert yet. I'm still learning it, but I do have access, so I may be able to at least help you navigate some things, at least help get you started. So, Desiree, let me come to you. What do you want to make sure everyone knows?
I just want to share, and I think everyone realizes that athletics, as we go through every day, is turning more and more into a business. And we always say we want our kids to learn real life experiences and not to wait until after they've graduated to have that. When they go through this process of honest game, particularly when they start young as a freshman coming in, they're taking ownership, and it's as if they're running their own business. They learn that social media is important because that can make or break you when it comes to recruitment. Name, image, and likeness is coming around the corner. It's educating our kids on what that means and what their opportunities are, even before they graduate out of high school, when the state gets to that level, so that they could actually have income because of their skill level. I mean, this is real-time learning, not only for the athlete, but for the family as well. That's why I want the culture of CMSD to embrace honest game and really understand what they have in front of them that they can use.
I want to say you all have actually shared. I mean, even though I've been through an honest game presentation, this has been powerful, seeing how early planning and teamwork can change lives. And I appreciate it so very much. So parents, for families listening right now, what's one thing that you can do to get started? I need you to, one, make sure you visit and chat with your high school counselor, meet with your athletic director or your scholars coach, so you can make sure you get logged in and get access to the system. I want you to go through the system, review honest game as a family. Do an academic plan together. Okay. And then if you need to, schedule follow-ups with your coach and talk about those goals and whatever support is needed. Listen, I love this partnership. Thank you, Courtney, for allowing us to learn a little bit more about honest game and expose this to our families, our schools, and our students as we're working together to keep doors open for the future. Now, a huge thank you to everyone watching today, again to Courtney and to Desiree for joining us today and helping us to understand how to keep student athletes on track for both college and career success. Now, parents and caregivers, remember, staying game eligible. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to say it out loud again. Staying game eligible, starts with the classroom. Your involvement makes a difference. So you have any questions, reach out to your athletic director, coach, or counselor for support. Now, thank you all for joining us for this week's edition of CMSD Parent University Podcast, where we stand tall for student success. To learn more about Honest Game, visit honestgame.com or connect again with your counselor, your coach, to get started. Now, also, you can explore more family sessions or re-watch this one and all of our other resources by visiting clevelandmetroschools.org/Parent University, where you'll find on-demand videos, live events, and mini sessions to support your family's learning journey. Remember, when families grow, scholars soar. Keep leveling up, standing tall, and building brighter futures together. And we'll see you next time.